Hello everyone, welcome to an inaugural episode. I'm going to start over because I was slurring a bit.
Great start, everyone. Great start for our first episode.
Hello everyone, welcome to a week in review. Or the week in review. We're workshopping the title.
Whatever the title says of this video, OJ, that's what this is.
Yes. So, considering this is the first episode of this, just a thing to address channel-wise. We had a lot of meetings. And by we, of course, we mean myself, Matt, and Mark. And after a lot of discussion and thinking on it, we are going to put the Let's Plays on hiatus.
Don't just stand there, do something!
Help. Please.
We've all kind of hit a burnout, which is fair and fine.
Yeah.
I'm kind of burnout, you're burnout, Mark's a little burnout.
And we're not really getting quite the turnaround we want, but
Yeah.
we also want to give opportunity to pursue other things for this channel.
Exactly. So one of those things is this show where basically we talk about video game news and maybe movie news and eventually maybe TV news, media news that we found interesting.
Games,
and that
video
we wanna,
games, TV shows.
Yeah, and plus this will allow us to give us time to kind of rejuvenate ourselves, take a break from the Let's Plays, maybe polish up on our comedy bits.
And while giving our opinion on various topical things.
Yeah.
Not political, of course, we're not going down that route.
Yeah.
But we do have our thoughts when it comes to movies, video game industry type stuff,
Oh yeah,
even TV stuff, so
precisely.
we're going all out just for you guys. We hope you find us entertaining.
Hey.
Exactly. And it'll give us time to work on our own shows, like Matt will continue his movie reviews and unboxings when those become available. I'm working on my own show to give, like, what do we call them, editorials, kind of?
Yeah, editorials, retrospectives, just
Yeah.
things in review.
My own thoughts of things. We hope you stick along for the ride, because we enjoy entertaining you, talking with you, and communicating with you. But yeah, so that's what this is the beginning of. This is the beginning of a nice little leisurely sit down. We're both casual right now, chillin', relaxing, and on to news of varying topics. Games that have released in the past week. So first thing is a game called Agony. I believe it's a horror game. I haven't looked into it too much, but I've seen a little bit, but it's a thing called Agony. It has been released for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and for the PC. A game that I think I've heard of, but I still don't know too much about, called Everspace. That came out as a PS4 exclusive, at least for right now. One thing that is an anniversary edition, which I kind of don't know too much about, but I think I've seen the cover and it looks like it reminds me of sort of a Kung Fu Panda ripoff in a way, but I don't know. I can't say for sure.
Oh, what's the title?
Legend of K Anniversary. It's for the Switch. It's just a Switch release, so...
No clue.
Congratulations to Legend of K. I know nothing about you, but I swear I've seen that cover, and I swear it looks like a cross between Avatar and Kung Fu Panda.
Whoa.
Or something. Then a thing called Moonlighter, and this was interesting. This came out for everything. This came out for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, the PC, the Switch, and Mac. Another thing was the Sega Mega Drive Classics got re-released. That's been on Steam forever.
Okay.
So that came out on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Now, there is a topic on that, but we'll get to that later. The only other thing I have in terms of the past week, Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection for everything once again. So that's been released. I believe it's kind of just a remaster of the original and, you know, for the 30th anniversary.
Typical stuff. Typical re-release.
So that's the game releases of the past week. Moving on to a few topics that I found interesting.
All right.
For video games.
Going into the video game section, folks. Hang on to your belt seats.
I just want to tell you both good luck. We're all counting on you.
So, Fallout 76 got announced. And
yeah.
Now, this was kind of cool because I looked into it a little bit.
Yeah.
On Twitch, I believe, Bethesda was streaming, and it was just a camera setup of, like, TV monitor with, like, the Fallout please stand by message thing. And then every now and then they were doing certain things, like someone walked on camera, they had a pet boy pop up at one point, you know, the Vault Boy puppet and stuff, and like this and that, weird things happening. And then eventually after like a day or so of whatever, they finally released a trailer which showed kind of what you expect from Fallout, another Fallout Vault, a lot of old timey stuff, leading into someone heading out of the vault into probably the nuclear future like it normally is.
Yeah, based off from what I've heard, it's standing up to be kind of a prequel to most of the Fallout games. So it kind of goes into the whole like before Vegas and Fallout 4 and all that, because it feels like, because someone actually looked at like the timestamp of where this game takes place in the Fallout timeline, and it takes place way before some of the other titles that originally came out. So it seems like it's going to be a prequel thing.
I tried to play Fallout 4, and I couldn't really get into it.
Yeah.
But we had an old roommate, he was playing Fallout 3 if you remember, and we did that thing ages ago where he blew up a town and he had a strong subwoofer. So we were acting like it was a carnival ride where we blew up the town. We blew up Nuketown, go figure, and we were shaking because the sound, the
we were trying to
subwoofer-
pretend it was like a simulation.
Yeah.
We were just like, hey,
We were just,
sit there.
we were just messing around. It was fun. It was
like,
a good
"Woo,
time.
people
That
are
was
dying.
funny. Yeah, that was funny. But, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because it was a shooter. I don't know. Story-wise, though, I heard people kind of like, on Fallout 4.
I don't know. I think most people just enjoy them because they're a little bit of a sandbox type game. You can just kind of go wherever you want, do your own thing, meet certain characters. The story wasn't really quite a highlight from what I've heard, and it's just mostly about just the experience, and people loved it, so. And I've never played a Fallout game. I probably never will, but people are excited for it, but I also heard they're divisive about it.
Yeah.
Because apparently they're going to kind of change up the gameplay a little bit into more of a world builder thing or a simulator?
So Bethesda hasn't really said concrete details.
Yeah.
They've kind of just left it to speculation a bit. There has been a Kotaku leaker, I don't know his name, but he's been fairly consistent in the past about he has a good history of release of like leaking information that's been pretty accurate or eventually
He's
somewhat comes
consistent in
true.
his reports.
Yeah. And so some of it was saying that it's like it takes inspiration from like Rust and other kind of games like that. One of the other rumors is that it might be an MMO, so an online game.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Mainly because I believe the one thing was that Elder Scrolls Online, even though it had a shaky start, apparently it's doing very well.
Yeah.
And because of that, that hypothetically might be why they're not even considering another Skyrim yet, because that's basically helping them with money.
Makes
Like,
sense.
you know, basically it's printing money. They don't want to mess with that yet. So they're like, oh, maybe we can strike gold again with Fallout.
Yeah.
There's no solid information, but it is kind of fun to speculate.
Yeah, it's fun.
I do know one thing that was confirmed, not a Battle Royale.
Oh.
Not a Battle Royale.
Not gonna catch on that train, huh?
No.
Now you're gonna Fortnite, PUBG, sue each other and shit.
Speaking of what, PUBG sues Fortnite, so...
In Korea!
In Korean
South
court.
Korea.
Because they were like... They gotta know they're not gonna win that, right? Like they gotta...
You know, I've been
I don't
watching
know
some
anymore.
videos about that, and I don't have any real context for it or not, but it kind of strikes me because a lot of people are complaining, what is it, Blue Point?
Bluehole.
The guys who made PUBG.
Yeah.
For a while, like Fortnite keeps coming out with like new builds, new events. It's free to play.
They had a Thanos event.
Yes, and they keep adding new content to keep people coming in to play.
Yeah.
And I kind of think about what PUBG's doing. Like, they still charge you $30 for a copy. I don't know if that's true across the platforms, but they're not really fixing any bugs. Like, I heard the Xbox One port was horrendously bad.
Yeah, that one was horrible.
Yeah, no, and they really haven't spent their time adding new features, new gameplay modes, really much to it at all.
Like, they added a map or two, and that's about it.
Nothing really much else at all. I mean, like, I
Yeah.
heard the key looting system is atrocious. And I think this is just me speculating because based off of what I heard of original PUBG, and PUBG fans, you can tell me what's really happening and all that. You guys know way more than I do. But based off what I'm hearing, it seems like PUBG was just kind of like a loose asset flip. Maybe some custom models and things like that to make it its own, but still kind of its generic looking battle suit, semi-hyper-realistic shooter. And it's like, I feel like there were more programmers on this project than, say, art directors or game designers. They just kind of took a shell of something that was popular, like, what is it, HZ1?
H1Z1.
H1Z1. the Battle Royale movie franchise and various things like that, and just kind of compiled something quickly together and probably spent a lot of their money on servers and shit to make sure a lot of people can play it. And I just feel like there's no creative drive behind them to really like make PUBG evolve.
Yeah.
So my guess is with this whole suing thing, it's like they have no other means to market themselves. They have no other means to keep people engaged in some form or matter. And suing is just their desperate way of trying to keep the spotlight on them.
Yeah.
That's my speculation.
Lawsuit's kind of egregious. It's a step they shouldn't, because it's only bringing bad press to them.
It's desperate, it's shallow, and other game companies have done this before, and they've gone bankrupt over false claims. I mean, I don't want to get into it, but that frying pan thing they tried to do...
TF2 had it day one.
Yeah, the Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead 2 had it day one.
A lot of games have. You can't...
Granted, those are both made by Valve, but still, frying pan is a frying pan. It's not... That's not gonna save you.
What, you're gonna sue Disney for giving a Rapunzel frying pan as a weapon, PUBG? Get it together, guys.
I like you, but you're crazy.
Yeah.
But that's our thoughts on that, I suppose.
Yeah, the lawsuit's something. It's a shame because I originally liked the kind of realistic set of PUBG, but Fortnite does have the creativity down in spades.
It has a wider appeal to many more other audiences.
Even the whole like jumping out of the thing to dive down, like PUBG is just normal parachutes and whatever. Then they've got like Chinese dragon like gliders. They got like supersonic gliders. They got a ton of interesting, cool shit. It's awesome. I think you'd love seeing the animations for some of those.
Oh yeah, no, it looks charming as hell.
Another thing that got announced, although it was kind of a small announcement on their Twitter, they're making another Sonic racing game.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
What's it called?
I think it's like Sonic Racing. It was a very kind of generic title, but I still have hope and am interested just because like the Transformed Racer games were so good.
Do you know if it's by the same studio?
I'm not too sure. All they released was just like a thing opening up. Sonic's in his blue car and Shadow was in like his variant of Sonic's car. And they kind of looked at each other and then zoomed off. And that's all we got.
But it's the same car from Transformed.
It is.
And chances are it's probably the same studio then.
And honestly, considering they took what I always call the Diddy Kong Racing or even the Crash Team Racing like weapon mechanics idea and added onto it, and the transformed idea of Diddy Kong with the 3 vehicle types, I'm excited for more of that. If it handles good, if it plays good, I'm down. You got my money, because those last 2 racing games with the Transformed series at least, those are good.
Yeah, I played the most recent version, and I had a lot of fun with that. I thought it was really tight controls, all that. My only criticism were the tracks themselves. I thought they were a little too big, a little too long, and it was just kind of easy to like catch up and beat the CPU on some things. I'm not gonna say the challenges were easy. The challenges, they were different in their own right. But when it actually came to races and the item pickups, like I felt like the item pickups could have been a better callback to other games.
Yeah.
But, hey, I'm down for a sequel. We'll let you guys know more about it once we hear more.
Oh yeah, because it was just a quick announcement trailer. It wasn't really gameplay or nothing.
Fair enough. Well,
but
I'm down if you are.
Yeah, I'm down if you are, because multiplayer races with us, Andrew, and whoever.
Yeah.
Those were good times.
Fun
that
time,
shit
dude.
was fun.
Fun time.
The Sega Mega Drive Classics re-release is having some bad lag issues. It's having some bad frame rate stuff. Like, I was watching a video where there was gameplay of it. It was Streets of Rage, and every now and then the game will look like it froze.
Wow, that is very interesting. Please tell me more.
And then after like a few seconds, it would pick up with things going on. So somehow the re-release, remastering, whatever this is, apparently has some bad issues in terms of playing it, and that's not good.
And you said this was released on all platforms.
Yes, because the release now is for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Oh.
It's been on Steam forever. That thing has been on Steam forever. It has like a shit ton of games. It has a shit ton of Sonic, has a bunch of Sega's like classic games and everything.
And it runs fine on Steam?
Yeah,
players?
It's been out for years, and to my knowledge, the Steam, which I think is the original release of it, I want to say it's the original release of this collection, but like, to my knowledge, it hasn't had issues. just this release does for some reason.
Oh, that's very peculiar.
So Sega kind of dropping the ball on that, which is unfortunate.
I feel like, because, again, I can't speak on experience for this, but I feel like when it comes to, like, ports across different platforms, I've always said before with, like, when it comes to Switch and current gen consoles, is like, you kind of have to, like, build your game on the lowest res thing first, make sure it's compatible, and then work your way up.
Yeah.
But I have been hearing stories where games that were developed for consoles mostly seem to run fine on the PlayStation 4, but they've been having bug issues when it comes to Xbox One sometimes. And I don't know how radically different the interface is for them, because I know sometimes you gotta rebuild your code base between platforms. So maybe it's just like one of those cases where they just had trouble translating the old code of the game, making sure it's as precise and accurate to the original gameplay on these newer generations. I don't know, maybe it's just really hard to emulate on these newer generations these days.
It's possible. My only hope, considering it has a lot of classic games, including like basically all the old Sonics and everything.
Nice.
Hopefully they get their stuff together.
You think they're gonna put it on the Switch?
That's a stupid question.
That would be cool. I would hope so. I
would love that.
I mean, considering that they're Mega Drive classics, and the Mega Drive wasn't the Mega Drive was the Mega Drive a console, or was it like
it
a
was
handheld?
a Genesis.
Okay.
It's like a
Oh
Genesis.
yeah, right.
It was called Mega Drive in Europe.
Yeah.
And Japan, I believe.
Well, I think it would fit on the Switch, because then you could take it portably, and that's always the appeal.
That would be fantastic.
But they need to nail that shit down, because if that releases on the Switch and it's got issues, then that's not good.
Yeah.
Always look on the bright side of life.
Come on.
So that will do it with our video game news, right, Jared? Mm-hmm. And I guess we're gonna move on to what I'm usually strong in, and that's called the movie news.
I've been looking forward to this.
So first thing on our list that we learned this week is that Penguin might be the featured villain in the upcoming The Batman film.
Is the Batman film supposed to be the one that Ben Affleck's in, or has that been scrapped?
That has not been confirmed yet. We still don't know what Ben Affleck's role is as Batman in the current DCU. But according to Matt Reeves, the director of the upcoming The Batman film, he's really interested in utilizing the Penguin in a different way that's not quite the Danny DeVito thing.
Just the pussy I've been looking for.
And
like an actual serious penguin.
Yeah, like a mob boss type thing. And some people are a little apprehensive about it because it's the Penguin. He's just a mob boss who kind of dresses like a penguin.
Yeah.
No real superpowers or anything like that. Although I remember hearing someone humor the idea because I guess in the Arkham games, they made a thing where apparently he had like part of a bottle, like a beer bottle, gashed in his eye, but never removed it because he liked the idea of it being like a monocle type thing. So
yeah, that's what they did to alter his design. Instead of it being a monocle, it was that whole glass thing.
Yeah, just make it more gritty.
I was gonna say Arkham made me take him more seriously. So if they go that route where he's like Bruce Wayne, but his family really hated Bruce Wayne's family. So they're rich, and he has that wealth and that fortune, but he's just an asshole. And a mob boss and a gangster, whatever.
He's a rich
But yeah,
dick.
if they go that serious route, I'm down.
And if they don't utilize Penguin in the Batman, they were actually thinking of having him the main villain of the Birds of Prey DC film.
Is that still going?
I believe it's still going. I think the Birds of Prey script has been completed for some time now. And that does feature the Penguin as the main antagonist. But I guess right now they're just trying to figure out how to make it work with either one. If Birds of Prey does in fact go with the Penguin, Matt Reeves might go with a different, possibly one Batman villain that has never been done before yet. So we shall see. Either way, I'm quite curious to see how they're going to do it. They're definitely not going to do the Danny DeVito, Tim Burton style Penguin, which I'm totally okay with. I like to see different interpretations, but we'll see. Right now, everyone's still asking, hey, is Ben Affleck gonna still be Batman? We're gonna get Jake Gyllenhaal, or what's his face, to be the new Batman? We really don't know. So that's all that's going on with that. So next up on our list of wonderful movie news, it seems that the Happy Times murder lawsuit was dropped. So for those who haven't heard, apparently Sesame Street Company, I don't really know specifically what the production is they are called, but they decided to file a lawsuit claim against the Happy Time Murders production for referencing them in their Red Band trailer.
Yeah.
Saying, for those who don't know what Happy Time Murders is, it's actually directed and I believe written by Jim Henson's son, Ben Henson, if I'm saying that correctly, about a murder of Muppet-like puppets in this gritty world where Muppets and humans exist, but they're just called puppets. They're not called Muppets. And it's full of drugs, sex, and hilarity and lowbrow humor. And Sesame Street did not appreciate the fact that one of their catchphrase slogan is "No Sesame, all Street."
Yeah.
Or something like that.
A vague reference.
They didn't really like that so much, so they wanted to copyright claim them. Kind of like a little bit of the Fine Bros style, where they're like, oh, you're infringing on the Muppet brand, so you can't do this. But according to what we heard about, the judge said, no, this is under fair use. This is a parody. And that's 100% legal. They can do that. And it's Ben Henson. He wanted to do this movie, so there's some leeway there. I'm sure he's all... I think it was just probably like some HR BS.
Yeah. You have the son of a legend who's a legend in his own right, and he wants to do this.
Yeah, so...
You're not gonna win.
No, honestly, I thought the whole thing was just silly. Mark is the one who actually brought it to my attention, and...
Yeah.
It was just someone getting huffy and puffing out their chest because they were being taunted, I guess. And it's like, Sesame Street, we love you guys, but no one is gonna affiliate. People make satirical cartoons all the time, and we still have like Nick Kids or Disney Kids. I don't know what these channels. I don't watch that shit.
I mean, they never got upset or pissed off about crank anchors, did they?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, that's like OG parody of like Muppets and puppets and shit.
Honestly, I think they were just upset the fact that their name was loosely in a trailer, and they're like, well, people are gonna think Sesame Street is 100% like this when it's not. It's like, you gotta give audiences more credit. They know the difference between this, and it's like you said, crank yankers, and I'm sure there's other TV shows and adult movies that made references to the Muppets in such a grotesque manner. It's not new news, but I'm just happy they dropped it. It's like, it was a waste of a lawsuit.
It really was.
Which, much like the PUBG and the Fortnite lawsuit, that's a waste, but what can you do? I'm just glad it's gone.
We live in America, the land of I'm going to sue you for
hurting my feelings.
Fuck all.
Are you crying?
No.
Are you crying? Are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in America. Fuck yeah.
And next up on the list, there's already a box office projection for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. It is expected to make $130 million to $150 million opening weekend, which to that I say, Jared, who fucking cares what the projection is? If you have seen the projection on a lot of stuff, especially Solo, most projections are inaccurate.
Yeah.
Movies either make way more money than expected, or they just make $10 to $30 million less than the projection.
There's mainly three scenarios. Either A, you make your money back even and it's whatever. B, you do not make your money back and you're up shit creek. Or C, it explodes and oh my god, the money is being printed.
Money.
And there's many variables that go into like what the box office opening could be for a movie that much smarter film pundits and YouTubers have gone over this.
Oh yeah.
A lot of these projectionists usually just go over pre-sales for tickets, but there's a lot of different things that go into play. I mean, like, you got Fathom events and you got social media, you got like holiday events. Yeah. There's lots of variables that go into this that it's almost impossible to really make an accurate projection of how much a movie will make. So
yeah,
personally, I don't know. It's a
best guess at best.
My guess is I'm gonna wager. Let's play a little game here.
Ooh, I like games.
Over or under, do you believe it's gonna make $110 million opening weekend? I'm going under. What do you say?
Under. I'm saying under because that story, it's not the worst generic story, but it's kind of like, really? This is what you decided to follow up?
When Jurassic World came out, it's been years since we had a dinosaur movie. Everyone was fascinated to see what this new chapter in the Jurassic universe we're gonna get. And so it made a colossal amount of money. It beat out The Force Awakens at the time. So, but as time has gone on, a lot of people have been rewatching Jurassic World or mustering it over, and they're like, yeah, it was kind of a typical generic film CGI fest. It was just I mean, I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, same.
I enjoyed it for the blockbuster it was, but I'm not clamoring for another one of these movies. I'll go see it, of course, but I'm not excited about it. So personally, I feel like it's not going to make as much money as the first Jurassic World movie made. With the way the trailers have been going, especially with the volcano thing, there's so much outrage over that. I think people are just not thrilled or excited about it. I mean, the later trailers got better, in my opinion. I mean, with the whole
They kind of had to try and get people interested.
I mean, I have a feeling this movie's mostly going to take place in the auction manor with that new dinosaur.
Yeah, probably.
And honestly, I'm okay with that. I'd rather do that than be on the island.
Yeah, especially if you're going to blow the island up.
Because based off of what I've heard, the first trailer was just like maybe the first quarter of the movie. And the rest is just going to be like on land, auctioning off, all this thing. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to judge a movie just yet until I see it.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely going under on this. In other news, Jared, we are going to be talking about something that I honestly have no attachment to aside from a catchy-ass theme song. They are going to try to continue using the Power Rangers IP and cross them over with the Transformers franchise, G.I. Joe, and AllSparks production, a reboot shared universe of Hasbro properties.
Huh.
What are your thoughts on that? Are you totally excited to see Optimus Prime team up with the Power Ranger teenagers to take on the evil Cobra and the, what do you call him? My Little Pony regime? Are you looking forward to that? I'm looking forward to that. And don't worry, Michael Bay's not involved. At least I hope not.
Well, if Michael Bay's out, I mean, maybe it has a shot at least.
Go on.
What the hell was that?
Okay, that's an interesting thing to say. Analyzing those series on their own, the Power Rangers movie, we saw it, the recent one that came out, we saw it. It was good. It didn't do too well, but it was good.
It did not do well,
Which
unfortunately.
is a shame.
I enjoyed it for what it was.
Same.
It had its cheesy moments, but
Yeah.
I don't really think it deserved the critical pan it got,
No.
to be honest.
And then the, 2 or 3 G.I. Joe movies that came out some years ago?
Never seen them.
Didn't see them either, but I heard they were okay.
I think the first one was good. The other ones were just kind of like, eh.
Oh, so at least that had some footing.
Yeah, and do we even need to talk about Transformers?
No, but if Michael Bay has nothing to do with it, there again might be a chance if he has nothing to do with it. Now, did they actually say My Little Pony, or are you just making fun because it's Hasbro? Okay.
I'm joking.
I figured. I just wanted to check.
One thing I want to talk about here real quick is that we actually got casting confirmation that Jamie Foxx will be playing the titular character of Spawn in the upcoming reboot.
I'm down. I'm super down for that. Like, the original Spawn movie that came out years ago, it was okay. I had fun with it. It was alright. But, the thing about Jamie Foxx, he can act. Django is still one of my favorites I've seen of him.
Yeah, and he was terrifying in Baby Driver.
Yeah.
He was
oh my god.
He was on the edge of going mad, and every time he was on screen, I was always nervous for the main characters.
Yeah.
Is this guy gonna fuck him over?
At any moment, he could have killed anyone.
Yeah, so
anyone.
It's gonna be interesting because I'm mostly used to seeing him as an antagonist. It's gonna be interesting to see him as the protagonist.
Yeah, if you want a good thing of him with protagonist, I still recommend Django Unchained. Super good.
I think it's on Netflix, so I'd definitely check it out. But yeah, no, Mike Mignola, I believe he is the, or is it? No, I don't remember who the creator of Spawn was, but.
See, that's funny, because you're dumb.
Yeah.
He's been spending over 15 to 20 years trying to make this movie. And it seems like he's finally starting to get it together. And I believe he said he's directing it himself. So that's kind of where my apprehension comes from. I'm all down for creative people trying new things. And this is clearly his baby. But
Yeah.
him kind of being like a first-time director, I'm a little skeptical of how good the film could be. But he could be a hidden talent. He could know exactly how to portray Spawn on the big screen. But honestly, folks, I'm more of a Hellboy guy than a Spawn guy. But hey, if the movie's fun, does well, and shows us some cool, hellish special effects, I'm down to checking it out.
Nothing will be worse than The Spirit. I'm still traumatized from that years later.
And next up, I want to talk about real quickly here, because we want to establish what kind of audience we like to joke with. Taika Waititi will be doing the Jojo Rabbit movie, which is supposed to be about a little German boy. I believe it takes place during, or something, I don't remember what the saying is, but apparently
Some timeline.
This little boy has an imaginary friend who is actually supposed to be Hitler. And he meets some, I want to say it was a little girl, another kid, who kind of turns his world upside down and makes him really rethink about his things. And Taika Waititi made it himself that he wants the story to be as anti-war satirical, make fun of Nazis as passionately as possible, and really, really piss off any racist people out there. So, Taika Waititi, you directed Thor Ragnarok, which I did not like the first time. But after rewatching it, I grew to appreciate that film. I am totally down to see what that New Zealand native guy comes up with next. And if his whole tagline is, fuck it, I'm just gonna piss off all those racist, intolerable people with the most outlandish portrayal of Nazis and Hitler himself.
I'm sorry I'm not J.J. Abrams. They say, Taika, we wish we called you J.J. Abrams. Would have been so much cooler. You'd have done Star Wars. Well, it didn't. All right, Mum and Dad, I didn't. You're stuck with me.
Which, the whole point of why I bring this up is Scarlett Johansson has been cast to play the boy's mother.
Oh, interesting.
I'm quite curious to see what he comes up with. So, any thoughts on that, my Hawaiian friend?
Could be fun, my Mexican friend.
Ah, yes, this shall be. I like it when guys like to stir the pot and ruffle some feathers, if you know what I'm saying.
Especially if those are racist feathers.
Raise some feathers. They don't like other colored feathers. Like, sorry, I only like the white kind.
So chickens.
I dare you to step over this line. Okay, I'm a steppin'.
Racist hens.
Lots and lots of cocks.
Racist. They don't like hanging out with the roosters because they got the black feathers.
Oh, God.
That's harmony!
But yeah, no, that could be fun. I'm interested to see where he goes, because Thor Ragnarok was a fun ride. It was a decent ride. I had fun with it. The music direction in that movie was good, and the whole thing of the movie was good, so I'm down to see what he brings to the table.
Next up is definitely something up Jared's alley, and shout out to you, Ivan. You probably will want to listen to this too. There's been a new cast announcement, a live action cast announcement.
Sprechen Sie English?
I sprechen.
Marsden James has been cast to the Sonic live action animated hybrid movie. What are your thoughts on that, Jared, my fine fellow?
Why the fuck are we trying to Smurfs this? Why? Listen, no! Stop now! Abandon all hope, all ye who cross this line! You are crossing this line! This was not a good idea from the start. Stop trying to make live action animation is fine. You can animate this shit. I know it didn't work for the final Smurfs movie, just to bring that up again, but the final Smurfs movie had to deal with the fact that there was a bunch of bullshit live action shit before it. No. Don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where this is going. Someone said it might be trying to be like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit thing, and no, don't. I don't know what to say other than I just have tons of bad negative, like, this is not a good idea, abandon ship kind of thoughts here. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, Jared is very distraught despite the fact that it's going to be directed by Tim Miller and it's going to be his directional studio, Blur Studio, the guys who originally made Deadpool, the first movie, who will be helming this project, so...
Feel better?
Yeah.
that doesn't matter to Jared. What matters is the Smurfs effect, Chipmunks effect.
Oh god, I forgot about that.
I honestly still have hope for this. I mean, I'm not gonna be clamoring to like, oh, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be Oscar winner. I'm just quite curious to see what they're gonna do because Tim Miller, he's a pretty fun director. I like his style. He's using his own studio to make the effects. Sonic, as far as I can tell, is still gonna be animated. But honestly, I can't really judge it until we see a teaser trailer of some sort. A first look. I mean, that's just the road I go down. But
Yeah.
I totally understand your pain. And Ivan, if you're out there, let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, because you are a humongous Sonic fan who got his heart crushed when Sonic Forces came out. I would love to hear your thoughts that this talented actor, who, by the way, he played the male lead in Enchanted, the Disney movie with Amy Adams, and I actually thought he did a good job there, and apparently he's in Westworld, so big fans of Westworld, he's in it, so good for you guys.
Hey.
So yeah, tune in next time when we do another one of these. We talk more about video games and movies. Maybe we unbox some shit. Maybe we talk about some shit. I don't know. We're trying new things. We want to do new things. We want to take a break just because we're not from Let's Plays, and
we want to get more personal with you guys.
Exactly.
Much. We want to give you our opinions, our thoughts, and we're gonna continue talking over each other and being unprofessional. So stay tuned with everything else, and I'm gonna keep rambling until Jared talks over me, and then he will take over on this.
To be continued.
Fucking don't interrupt me again.
Well, they say all good things come to an end.
What's that got to do with this show?